Oh, sorry. Thank you, Kushbu. Really, thank you. I think record is not started, and really thanks for reminding me. So let me repeat, guys. Routing card is an Angular implementation, guys, here. Okay, which is going to protect our application from Angular, authorized, unauthorized access here. Okay, unauthorized access, how it is going to implement authentication as well as authorization. Then we need to pass the result our security routing. So security means with authentication and authorization here. Authentication means verifying the user ID as well as verifying the password, that is authentication. Authorization means verifying the access levels here. So just like I told, right, in a movie mall, if you are taking a ticket for a particular screen, I can enter into movie mall, that is authentication, but I can only enter into the specific screen which I have taken the tickets. So that only I can enter here. That is authorization here. Okay. Now, Angular, we are going to discuss further on Angular how to implement that. So by default in that Angular, we have a can activate is a interface which is given by router, guys, here. Can activate. Okay. It's a predefined interface. Can activate is a predefined interface where developer will write his authentication and authorization logic. And if can activate returns true, then routing will redirect to that. If it returns false, then routing will be not redirected to that action. For example, I have home component, products component, user component. Okay, this is what I have, right, guys? Home component, products component, as well as users component here. Totally, we have 3 components, right, guys, here so far. Now, if Vijay is logged in, he can only access users component. He is trying to access products. I'll write a logic in can activate interface. Vijay cannot access products component. I'll return false. Okay. If Sandhya is logging in, she can only access home component. So something like developer can write his own logic. Which user, which type of module he has access. That should be written inside can activate interface. And if can activate interface is invoked, it returns true value. Routing module will redirect. If it returns false value, routing module will not redirect here. This is the typical introduction of a Angular routing here, guys. Okay. Before I proceed further, as of now, anyone, any questions, guys, here so far? So far, any questions, anyone? As of now, any questions from anyone, guys? Okay. Good. Right. We are going to work on this, guys, here. So prior to that, we didn't added this one, right, guys? Children. For products, we didn't add it, right, guys, here? So what I'm going to write here, let me write over here. Let me comment over this. Okay. Path is equal to products. Component is equal to product component, comma. Children is equal to, these are my children. Okay. Which I'm going to close this. And I'm no need to write product slash. I no need to write product slash, right, guys, here? Because products is a parent, product and edit product are child, right, guys? Yes or no, guys? So let me run this. Just like whatever I did for home component, we are going to do this. So localhost colon 4200 products, washing machine, edit, freezer. You are not authorized to edit this product. Edit. It's working, right? On the same page, it's working, right? Yes or no, guys? On the same page, customers, products, and if I go here, correct, right, guys, so far. Now we are going to add a routing guard logic here. Okay, any question, guys, so far before I proceed further as of now? Everyone is comfortable, guys, please. Right. Now, what I am going to do here, let me write a logic of, first we need to write a routing guard, guys. Okay. First we need to write a routing guard over here. And what exactly the routing guard where we are going to see here. Okay, we need to create a service here. NGGS. We need to create a service, right, guys, here, which is Auth Guard. My service name is Auth Guard. What exactly the name? Authentication Guard. It is protecting. Auth Guard is a authentication guard over here, guys. Where it is going to write this Auth Guard over here, inside Auth Guard here, right? Inside this Auth Guard, we are going to write it implements can activate. You saw here, can activate is interface, right, guys? Can activate is an interface, which is Angular router. And I want to have a implement quick fix. So this is the implementation of Knav. How I did, sir? I'll show you again. I'm going to write a quick fix, implement interface. It is implementing here, right? Which is, it is having can activate, current path, future path. It is going to return guard result. It is going to return result, guard result. Okay. Typically, it is going to return guard result, current path, future path, and it is going to return this one here, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write, I need to write some logic here. What is that logic I'm going to write here? Here we will write our business logic related to authentication and authorization. Whatever the code, mostly we'll make a backend call, and backend call will tell me this user, this password, this user, this role, can he access or not? That is what I'll make a call to backend, and backend will give me, and the backend will tell you that. Okay. In this, I don't want to have a backend in your project you are going to implement over here. What I am going to do is, I am going to write my service here, some backend service here, which I am going to write over here, which is auth service here. Let me write the logic here, NGGS auth. I'm going to create one more service, replica of backend, guys, which I'm going to create a replica of auth service. Okay. So what I'm going to write here is, inside the service, okay, I'll make logged in is equal to Boolean, which is equal to false. Okay. After that, is authenticated. I'm going to write here. Okay. Constant promised is equal to new promise. Asynchronous result. Promise is a keyword which will give you asynchronous result. What is asynchronous? It is going to respond in a background. In a asynchronous fashion, it is going to respond here. Constant promise equal to new promise, which is going to have resolve or reject. Sir, by default, sir, I am making a backend call, sir, here. Assuming that I am making a backend call. What could be the possibility, sir? The backend call may be success or backend call may reject, right? Backend call may success, backend call may reject, right? If it's success, it will return resolve. If it fails, it will return reject. If resolve is result, backend call is success. If it is rejected, it will be rejecting here. So what I am going to do here, I am not making a backend call here. What I am going to write here, set timeout of okay, resolve. I want to give success. This dot logged in. I want to wait for 2 seconds. I want to wait for 2 seconds. Then whatever the value logged in, that will be returned here. Because ultimately, I need to get true or false value. Correct, right, sir? Ultimately, I need to get true value or a false value. I need to get it here. Isn't it? We may need to get true value or a false value. So what I'm returning here, instead of returning blindly, I want to return after 2 seconds. At that time, whatever the value I have, that I'm going to return. That I'm going to return here. That's why I used a promise over here, guys. That's why I've used a promise over here. Now, but how to change this value? What exactly I'm going to change this value? Login. This dot logged in is equal to true. Log out. This dot log out is equal to true. False. Sorry, this dot logged in is equal to false. I'm making this guys. Okay, whenever this button is clicked, this will true. That time this will return true. If I log out, it will return false. Then this function return false here. That is the logic over here, guys. Okay, inside my auth guard, guys, here. What I'm going to do here, inside my auth guard code, okay, where I'm going to write typically private auth service is equal to auth service. This I want to take here. Okay. After that, private route, which is router. These are the two things I require here. Now, what I'm going to write here, inside that, here, I am going to write here, return this dot auth service dot is authenticated. What are the code I wrote right just now? Is authenticated, which I need to return, guys. Which I need to return a promise over here. I generally I need to return promise over here, guys. Here. Because until unless it is not returning right, it is not going to have that action. So by default, I am going to return a promise over here. Here. Return promise. So, dot, then. If it is returned true or if it is returned false, whatever it may be, right? It returns true or returns false here. Then, if true value comes, if authenticated, which is of type any, I mean, a value will come here. If it's a true value, authenticated value, if authenticated, console.log of got receives receives true value. Hence, routing module will bootstrap. One second. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second, please. So, I'm sorry, guys. By default, if it's authenticated, hence routing module will bootstrap here, which is going to return true value. Else, console.log got receives false value. Hence, routing module will reject. And return false. So what I'm doing, sir, I'm making my business logic. If it is authenticated, it will return true value, else false value. Understood, right, guys? So what exactly the code here in real-time code? Here I am returning true value or false value after 2 seconds. But you'll make a backend call here, and whatever the backend call returns, that you will get it here. That's it. This is the only place I took a timeout of 2 seconds, which is going to return. I took a timeout of 2 seconds, which is going to return that. Okay? Within 2 seconds, it is going to return that. But in that, in real time, you'll make a backend call, and that backend call will receive that, and it is going to take care of that action. That you are going to do in project, guys. When you write a Spring Boot code, right? In Spring Boot security, you will write, guys, right? In Spring Boot security, basic security, custom security, JWT, whatever, right? That backend call you will call here. If it returns true, that will be true. If that return false, that will be false. Clear, everyone, guys? Any questions here, guys, so far? As of now, following? Now, sir, everyone is clear? Now I need to make login and log out that code action. This is, I'll go with that actually. Now what I'll do here, inside home component.html, inside home component.html, I don't want these buttons, right? Okay, why I do need these buttons here? I don't want here. I don't want these buttons over here. Right. So here, I simply place a button here. Same button. Okay. But login. Login. And log out. Login as well as log out, which I'm going to call log out here. Okay. Here I am going to write inside home component.ts. Here I am going to write login, private auth service, auth service. Okay. Whenever I click login, this dot auth service dot login. Right. Whenever I log out, this dot auth service dot log out. So when I click login button in the home component, it will return true value. When I click log out button, it will return false value. That's what I'm simulating the case, guys, here. So when I click login button, what happens here? It is going to call my auth service dot login here, which is going to call logged in is equal to true. When logged in is equal to true, that will be resolved true value. When this resolved true value, then only it's bootstrapping that. It will bootstrap that particular component here. If logged in value is false, it will not bootstrap this. So far, any questions from anyone, guys? Little bit fast I went, I hope. But any questions from so far? Anyone, can I explain once again, or everyone is clear? What happened, guys? No one is, guys, everyone is clear? As of now, everyone is clear? Okay. Sure. Sadanand is asking to repeat once again. I'll repeat that. Okay. Sadanand, you are clear on routing guards, right? Introduction, theory part, you are clear, right?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
if possible. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Better to speak rather than chat. Okay. Right. I'll explain the code, sir. Okay. In a code, by default, can activate is a predefined interface, guys. For routing, it's a predefined interface, which is having can activate method, which we need to override, which will take two parameters, current path, future path. Can it return or it should not return? That logic I'm going to write here. Here, what I'm going to write here, I am writing a business logic here, authentication service over here. I'm simulating a real time. I'm taking a promise, asynchronous, not immediately return true value or false value. It will not immediately return true value or a false value. Okay. Asynchronously, after some time, it is going to return. After some time, it is going to return asynchronously after 2 seconds, something like that, where I'm going to return set timeout, resolve of login. After 2 seconds, I'm going to return over here. Okay. Now I'm returning the promise here. It will return true or false value. I wrote a code. When login is invoked, it will be true. When logout is invoked, it will return false. Right? So what I'm simulating here, I am placing two buttons in the home component, login and logout. Okay. And whenever I click login, I'm making to true. Whenever I click logout, I'm making to false. Make sense? Sadanand, are you clear? Mr. Sadanand?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Any other questions from anyone? Now everything I wrote, sir. But where to call this guard? Definitely somewhere else we need to call this, right, guys? Somewhere else we need to call this guard, right? How it is going to call? Where? In the routing paths. Okay? What I am going to do is typically can activate is a keyword is equal to AuthGuard service. Here only I wrote, right, guys? Sir, whenever I click customers, I am writing can activate AuthGuard service here. Okay? I'll explain once again, guys. I just write a code in the routing path in place of path customers can activate of AuthGuard service. If AuthGuard service returns true, then user's component will be returned. If AuthGuard service returns false, it will not return. It's not going to return. Where it should go here? By default, where exactly it should go here? It should go to home page or whatever it may be the page here. Okay? Where exactly it is going to go here? It should go to home page. So what I'm going to do here, if it is false, this dot route dot navigate of home page. It should go to home page, right? So now let me show you execution, guys. Sir, as of now, I added for where? For customers only I added, guys. This guard I added for customers. Understand? Yes or no? Now, you have a login button and logout button. If I click on customers, it's not going, sir. If you click here, console, I clicked on customers. God receives false value. Hence, routing module will reject. You saw here? After 2 seconds, it will come. God receives false value. Hence, routing module will reject. If I go to products, products are coming. There is no problem. Because I didn't write guard for products, guys. I only write for product customers. I cannot go to customers, guys. When I should go to customers? When I click on login, I go to customers. God receives true value. Hence, routing module will bootstrap. Now you saw customer, right? Yes or no, guys? Products will come. Customers also will come here. You saw? When I log out, now false value. If I go to customers, I cannot go. God return false value because I clicked on log out, right? I simulated maximum in real time. You enter username and password, you click on login, right? Just I have not captured username and password. Everything I covered here. Okay? If I click on login, it is going to return true value. If I click on log out, it is going to return false value. If true is written, I can bootstrap. If false is written, I cannot bootstrap here. So this is a small. Now if I want to add for products also, same code guys here. Same code. I'll go to products also here. Same code guys. Now I cannot access products also now. Products. God returns false value, hence routing module will reject. Products also gone now. Customers. God return false value, hence routing module will reject. If I click on login, products came. Customers came. Home, products, customers, products. Intentionally, I'm waiting 2 seconds, guys. Intentionally. Understand? If I click log out, I cannot access now. I cannot access because what is the authentication here? If I click login, then authentication here. So that is the routing got implementation over here, guys. Any questions so far, guys? As of now?
Sir, when we work as a backend also, backend and front end, so if we routing this auth guard as a front end, it will be fine. So also we need to add backend also.
Backend we need to write, right, sir? But yesterday only, last class I told, right? In
Okay.
backend only 95% will write the code, because how you will verify? Users and passwords and which all those things will be decided by backend only, right?
Okay, sir.
Correct, right?
Yes, yes.
For example, I am clicking on mail.google.com, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I log in with a what name I logged in here? I logged in as a Vijay. Backend only will get all the emails with Vijay name, and it will only show Vijay's emails, right? So my 95%, 99% of the cases backend call will be there. This user, this password, this screen. For example, I'm clicking on customers. Can I access? Backend will give true or false value. Based on that, routing module will redirect you. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Right here. In the similar way, guys, we have a deactivating guards also available, sir. This is activating, right, sir? This is activating, right? Deactivating guards also available, sir, here. But it will not be useful in real time. Only guards are useful. Activating guards are useful in real time. Deactivating is not real time. Okay? Whenever you activate a guard, you want to do something. That is activation. When you are going to some other page, that is deactivation. Sir, when I'm navigating from page 1 to page 2, why we need to protect? We don't need to protect, right? Something like deactivating guards are created by Angular. It is of no use, guys, here. In real-time project, no one will use here. Okay? It's not a required topic as part of our course content is concerned here. Okay? So with this, maximum portion related to routings are completed. And I'm going to share all the running notes. Okay? I'm going to share all the running notes here. Whatever the points I told so far, everything will be in running notes. Okay? Angular, Shokati. Routing setup. routing setup, routing guards, routing running nodes, routing running nodes 2. Whatever so far I told, right? Everything is available in one running nodes, routing nodes. And I'm going to write a code over here. Full routing with guards. Routing with guards. Sir, is your problem is still there, sir? Ashok mentioned that it is resolved actually. Is it still there?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you are not able to see the notes. That's what you mentioned. Is the problem is still there? I hope it's resolved.
No, they're still there.
Sir, it is still.
Still there? Sir, is it consistent or every day it's coming? Or sometimes coming, sometimes not coming?
No, sir. It's been almost 5 days. We didn't see any notes in that portal.
Now?
Now also I didn't see. Just now I checked it.
Okay. Sir, make sure that we will give a proper response by tomorrow. Okay. Actually, Ashok mentioned that he has the fixer the things here. Okay.
Now
And it
just
will be
I
available.
refreshed. Now I refreshed and now it is working. 2 minutes before it is not working. But now it is fine.
Okay. Everyone, is it now fine? Or only for Rahul?
Yes, it's working.
Okay. Yeah. So can you do a favor for me? You can drop an email to me, or else you can update in the Google Classroom. Immediately we'll see the pattern. Okay. If at all if the same problem comes again, this is my email ID. You can drop a note to me, or you have a Google Classroom access, right? You can update in the Google Classroom. Okay. Right. So tomorrow I'm going to focus on forms here, template driven forms and reactive forms and with validation. Then that's the end of our course. Maximum portion is completed in Angular, and the only pending part is your project integration. Project with integration, and that will be covered as part of your project only. Okay, integration things, integrating Angular with any backend, that stuff will be pending at our end, and it will be covered as part of project here. So mostly, sir, template driven forms, reactive forms, it will be done in couple of 2 days maximum. Lazy loading, that is the one more area where I want to focus here. So by Thursday till 10th, we are done, sir. Before, as I mentioned, right, before Dasara holidays, I want to complete this. But after that, you can work in project and you can get back to me as well as Mr. Ashok at any point of time in your project while implementing anything. We are available for you. Okay. Template driven forms 1 day, reactive forms 1 day, and lazy loading 1 day. So these are the 3 things which are pending at my end. Any questions? Anything, guys? Mostly 10th is my last class as part of Angular is concerned. Not your last class. Angular with Vijay Kumar is concerned is last class. But still, in future, at any point of time, while you are working with Ashok in the project, if you feel any new things, please get back to me in the Google Classroom. If it's really required, if I am not covered, I'll take that also. We are always here for you to support. Okay? Any questions, any clarifications, anything is required?
Yes, sir. So, as a part of the real-time project, we started and we are implementing both Angular and Spring Boot, sir. Okay, so we will come back. We have some clarifications. Maybe.
Definitely. That's what I told, right? You can come. That's what I asked, right?
Yeah, we are implementing the routing, everything, whatever we learned in the main project now, we are implementing now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10th is the last date, right? Okay. 10th Wednesday.
It's only last date in sense where we are going to meet daily. That is the only last date. But while implementing, you have some queries, right? And you can put down your questions in the Google Classroom, or you can drop an email. And if required, I'll take the class on top, based on your questions, based on the collaboration, based on the things. I can take a class. Okay.
Yes, yes. So
the last class. Sorry.
Sir. So debugging is it possible to plan one class?
By default, sir, the Angular debugging is script debugging, sir. Only console.log is only best chance. We don't have any great debugger in Angular. Debugging side, Angular is really, there is no use, because ultimately we'll make a backend call, whatever it returns, we'll see here. Debugging in Angular is not a really great tool. Generally, wherever you'll keep console.log and you'll debug that action. That is the only point here.
Yes, sir. Okay. Once we will complete the complete project, we will integrate.
Correct. Exactly. That time you require any further clarity, we are always here.
Okay, sir. We will come on class. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you all.